I have a ton of cactus orders to fill here. Thank you guys so much for ordering. I started selling bulk cactus this year for the first time. These are Jules X Reynolds, and I'm going to go ahead and just show you how I'm packaging those. I put in like some, packaging paper, and this really just fits pretty much perfect right in these medium flat rate boxes. And I have this stuff, which is, it's like a packing material that's really fluffy. I use this for orders when I ship with a heat pack. So I'll pack a bunch of this, like, kind of fold it down into the box, put the cactus in, put the heat pad in. I think I put something in between or something, and then I fold this all over and make kind of a little insulated thing. It's recycled, it's recyclable, or at least it's not plastic. But for this, I'm just using it as like a padding on the top here. And then I opened these because somebody ordered 2 of these, and then I couldn't send it because I didn't have the right address, and I didn't ever hear back from them. So I just gave up, refunded their money, and someone else bought them. I may be doing more of these bulk cactus in the future. We'll see. There's still one listed on the site, and there's going to be some more. So that's it. Worst case scenario, this gets like smashed really hard that way. Really, it's not going to do that much damage. There's some space there. There's spines on top. The bottom is soil, so it's a little bit spongy, and it's going to have some give. I think this is going to work great, and it's really easy. I try to keep my shipping methods very simple because it keeps costs down. I have a pretty good idea of what these things can tolerate and not, and I think this is a pretty good solution. I don't think I've ever had a shipping complaint. One guy's cactus froze. It was like going to Colorado, and I gave him his money back. It wasn't my fault. Have a warning on the site, like, if your cactus might freeze, then tell me, or get a heat pack. Or most of the orders are 1 to a few each of a bunch of different things. I write all the orders on the bag with the number, and then I just have a stack of bags and I just fill them and put them away. My handwriting is barely legible, but as long as they can compare it to the invoice, put that invoice in the tray, and I know that I just have to like put these in the bag. So I recently shuffled all this around, which is a drag because I kind of learn where stuff is. Oh, there it is right there. Sometimes I'll look through the flats like 3, 4, 5 times looking for a particular cactus and keep missing it. It's totally bizarre. It's like, I feel like I'm going through every single tag, and then I come back and I just went over that like 5 times. Okay, so the main way I get these out, I used to use a butter knife more, but now I've been using these tweezers, and they're very efficient, and you can really kind of dig around and get under the roots and pry stuff out. When things get big like this, it just gets harder and harder. I started selling late this year, so. This is basically to absorb excess moisture in the bag, but it does provide a little padding. It'll kind of stick to the spines and protect them from stabbing each other quite as much. They still do a little bit. And I do like the angled one better. I use them for weeding a lot. But I can get all the way under the roots, so I'm not damaging the cactus, and just kind of start yanking it out. And then use this to kind of tease off most of the soil. 2 different bag sizes in case I have something that doesn't fit. So the reason I don't sell different sizes of cactus is it's really, really hard to keep track of. And you might look and think like, oh, well, you could sell those for a lot more. Right? I mean, this is $2.75. It's a pretty good deal. But then I have to keep track. So I have to go through here and recount and say, well, like what's the cutoff line anyway, right? Like there's cactus that are going to be in between. I'm like, is that, a second tier cactus or the regular price? And then I have to remember that when I'm filling orders. It's just a lot to keep track of. And the truth is I have no more investment in this cactus or that cactus. I'm not going to sell this. I don't count these really huge ones. I got to concentrate here because if I'm just talking, I forget what I'm doing. And that was actually an order of 3. Yeah, the tweezers are great. And at first I was using the butter knife all the time, and people would come up and buy cactus. And this one guy who comes up a lot to buy cactus, he was pulling cactus out of the flats one day, and he just started using the tweezers to pull them out. And I was like, huh, Cool. And then I started doing that. It's much better. Okay, now we have a Dr. G X Scopiocola mutant. That's probably going to be like... It's going to take me a while to find this one. Okay, so here's Dr. GX Scope. Like this one here is showing mutoid characteristics, so we'll just pull that out of the front. It's pretty obvious, like there's no doubt that this is a mutant. Some of these I don't really know for sure, but this has a lot of funky stuff there and some on that side. So who knows what it's going to do. It's also sprouting like almost like a little pup or something out the side there. And this stuff is vermiculite. It's the big coarse stuff I like for this. And I don't put much in there. It's just a little bit. There's still moisture on in the soil there, on the roots, and it'll start to condense a little bit. And so this will absorb like the water droplets and just help in general with that. Okay, so that's how I fill cactus orders. And the other thing I have that's different this year is I have these Pharaoh cactus. I ordered seed from Misplant one time, and he sent me this little packet of seed that said, "Grow me now." And I grew some and they turned into these, which are just absolutely gorgeous cactus. This is what they look like when they start to get big, but apparently they'll get quite large. They're native to like, I think Southern California, maybe like Death Valley and the Southwest. Gorgeous big fishhook cactus with this beautiful red in the center, and apparently they get large. They don't stay round. I think it'd be super cool if they stayed round and just kept getting bigger. But I think they get, you know, more like barrel shaped eventually. This one right here is gorgeous. It's very blue. This is going to be a nice cactus if you're into that sort of thing. And this may look pretty rough. I mean, I definitely break a lot of roots. It's just how it is, you know. Let's put this little guy there and we'll replant that. Even though that's big enough to ship actually. Okay, so we have MP Scope X Olivia Normal. This is a normie right here, it looks like. This is a cross that does throw some mutants. It's a small percentage. It's probably like 10 or 15, maybe 20 tops %. So you never know. So imagine if I was like super careful about extricating these guys out of the flats. I just can't do it. And you know, this method, it just keeps shipping costs down again. It takes long enough as it is. Once I stop talking to you guys and get in a groove, I can move pretty quick. Also, once I really get an idea of like, oh, where is each cactus at? Okay, this is Scope X Bertha X Zelly X Oscar. If you guys don't know what Zellies are, they're this hybrid that has colored flowers. And more people are breeding them back into other trikes. If you Google Zelly and look at the flower pictures, they're pretty amazing. I have no idea where this cactus is. This guy basically orders every week. The Enthusiastic, I think he's kind of newer cactus collector. At some point you find out that little cactus grow into big cactus. I gotta concentrate on this because I'm too scattered trying to talk. Thanks for ordering cactus, and I'm gonna see how many of these I can get shipped out today, and I got a bunch of stuff going on, so I really need to get these orders out ASAP so you guys don't have to wait any longer. It's already been like a week or more. Over and out.